What's going on, guys? Super quick Leviathan boss guide, just jumping straight into things. You want to bring in your best in slot range gear. I'll throw up the recommended items off of the wiki page on the screen right now. And then for our inventory setup, you want to bring in a web weaver bow. This spec wep at the end of the fight will basically two-hit the boss on its enraged phase. Highly recommend you use the spec wep. And then we got a divine ranging pot, some super restores, some manta rays, a teleport out, teleport back in, and then some runes to cast Shadow Rush. And basically, all I have to know for this boss is that there's going to be a ton of different prayer switches. She has a bunch of different attack intervals. Most of them are going to be protect from mage and range, but she will have a couple phases where she'll do a couple melee attacks. And she'll constantly start increasing her attack speed throughout the fight. So just get comfortable with those prayer switches. It may take a couple of tries to get used to, but overall, they're not that hard. And then for her special attacks, she has two. The first one being some lightning rushes, which she'll follow. She'll follow you around the map just doing lightning rushes with her head looking at you. There's a couple different mechanics that I'll show you guys exactly on how to dodge out on 100% of the damage there. And then her second special attack, she'll drop boulders on top of you. You want to set them up in a line and then stand behind them to dodge out on the explosion that she does after that. And I'll show you exactly what that's going to look like during the fight, so don't worry too much about it. And then for the end of the boss fight, she's going to spawn a white little orb on the map. It's most of the time going to be spawning on the northwest corner unless it's blocked. And in order to highlight it, I'd recommend you go into the RuneLight plugins, download Better NPC Highlight, and then under the True Tile tab, you want to include 12220. This will highlight that orb, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to know exactly where to stand on. And if you stand underneath it, it's going to increase your damage as well as reduce the damage of the boss from the auto attacks. So just make sure you're following it on the end of the fight, and then you want to equip your web weaver bow and then spec it out twice. And majority of the time, you're going to kill it with those two specs. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the mechanics. One other thing you want to look out for is that at the beginning of the fight, she will spawn two boulders. If they're on the west and east side of the map, then that means the first special attack she's going to do is going to be the lightning strikes. And then if they're on the north and south side of the map, then she's going to be doing that boulder special. So just look out for that on which special she does first. And then at the beginning of the fight, we're just going to pod up, throw on our rigor, and protect from range or mage. And these first couple autos are just going to be range or mage, very easy to protect from. And then after this first phase, she's going to drop a boulder underneath you. Just step to the side. And then you'll also notice that she spawned the boulder to the north and to the south. That means she's going to be doing her boulder special first. So same thing. Just keep protecting from those attacks. Here in this third phase, she's going to start doing those melee attacks. Very, very simple to block out on. And now on this fourth auto attack cycle, it's going to be a lot quicker attacks. So you can either Shadow Rush her here, or you can choose to just get comfortable with the prayer switches. And now after this, I'm going to Shadow Rush her, run over to the opposite side of her, eat up, super restore if you need to. And then she's going to have a weak spot on her back here. Simply auto her. And now I'm just going to get ready for the special attack. For this one, you just want to step in a line and then step behind it. And as you can see here, it's going to block out on that explosion. And then just continue the boss fight. She's going to go back to doing mage and range attacks here, which we definitely tanked those two range attacks. Step off to the side. She should be doing a couple of melee attacks here as well, but sometimes she doesn't do them on the third phase. Just kind of depends on RNG. Step off to the side again. Her attacks are going to speed up quite a bit here. Just get comfortable with these prayer switches and you should be fine. Now we're going to Shadow Rush her. Eat up a bit. And now we're going to get ready for her lightning special. Her lightning special, you can basically just run around the room, go to the opposite side of where her head is at. Here you can choose to eat up, super restore. You won't take any damage doing this. And if you want, you can also get some auto attacks in as you kite around. And then one other mechanic here is that you can actually walk through this special here and just keep walking back and forth. But it is a little bit more advanced. I personally like just walking around the room. And now that she's going to get low, I'm going to head on over to this corner and get ready for when she's going to spawn her orb. There is the orb. We're going to get the web weaver spec off as fast as possible. Make sure you're taking a look at those prayers, and there we go. Nice and easy, quick little enrage phase. And that's honestly all you have to know for this boss. Make sure you're following around that orb to increase your damage and reduce damage from the boss. And yeah, all you really need to do is just focus on those quick prayers, focus on those different special attacks that come up, and the boss is honestly pretty easy once you get a couple kills on your belt. And that's it for today. I love you guys. Hope you guys get some nice loots early on. And that's it. Anyways, peace out.